Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a cool tool review for you. This one is from Sharpro. They make router bits for any router size you have, from a little tiny trim router to a full-on, double-handled, powerful Craftsman router like I've got here. They make bits for everything. Now the ones they sent me are 1/4-inch engraving bits. I've been practicing. I've never really carved anything with a router before. Usually when I carve anything, I just do it by hand with chisels and knives and things. But I've been practicing, and here, it's horrible, but here's my first rendition of carving my logo. I think it's turning out okay. I'm learning. I started off on the wrong way and started carving out the positive of a carving. I should have been carving the negative away. So the bottom and the letters and the road and stuff, I started with that. So I'm practicing on this because I'm going to do something similar for a project that I have coming up. I'm going to be engraving something that is going to be going in. I can't tell you. You're going to have to subscribe down below to find out if you want to know what that is. But I'll show you the engraving in this video, at least the start of it. It's probably going to take me a while, but I'm going to start on doing something pretty cool for that. Again, these are from Sharpro. They make a ton of different bits. They've got any type of bit that you're looking for, they make it. Now these ones are made for 1/4-inch shanks. They're 1/4-inch shanks for 1/4-inch trim routers, but I believe they make 1/2-inch shanks as well if you have more of an industrial router or something like a router table. These work on router tables, they work on trim routers, they work on regular routers, whatever you need. They come razor sharp. I was really impressed with how clean of a cut. Like my first cut when I came in, just super clean. So I got a couple different ones that they sent here. I'm gonna do this without cutting my hand. So the first one right here is an engraving one. So it creates kind of a V groove in what you're carving. And what I started doing was going around the edge of everything of my outlines and following all my outlines. This follows really cool, really easy to follow. It's not grabbing or pulling or anything. And the deeper you go into the wood, the more pronounced that V groove is. You can take and just bring in just the tip and it just gives really fine detail. Stuff that I would use normally on a V groove on carving knife, I could make with this bit just super fine detailed. And it's the difference between the hand one and this one stays at that exact depth, where if I'm carving by hand, I can risk digging too deep or something. So I thought that was really cool. So the next one I got was kind of a straight bit. I've already got it loaded up in this one in my trim router, and it's more of a straight bit for clearing away, larger parts of wood. So like down in this section here, I was able to clear out a big chunk of material to be able to start giving that positive to look forward, as it pops out. So I think it's really cool. They come in these protective little like square tubes things that they offer you with caps, nice and bright, so you don't lose it on your workbench or something like that. And then each one of them comes in this little Mylar resealable bag. So if you did want to protect it further in the bag and store it away, you can do that. It's all resealable. I really like these. These are really cool. They're razor sharp. The quality of cut that it leaves behind is just stellar. And this is just on pine that I'm practicing on. The engraving that I'm going to do is going to be on cherry, and I'm super impressed with the quality of cut that's coming out. Even the straight bit one that is clearing out the material, it's not leaving little swirls behind in the wood or anything. Everything is coming out perfectly smooth. I'm really impressed with how good this looks. So I think what I'm going to do is, in my carving, I'm going to make my logo, and I'm going to carve out everything that's not the logo around it, and eventually it's going to be inlaid into something else. And I think what I'm going to do is take that V groove bit, or that engraving bit, and just barely touch the wood, and I'm going to go through on the positive and set like little cracks in the mountains and stuff, or maybe details in the tent. I'm really excited to get into this and use this more and get really good with this, because the amount of cool detail and precision I can have with these Sharpro bits are amazing. You like router engraving, or you just like using a router, they don't just have engraving bits. They've got all types of bits, all different types of shapes, forms, whatever you need, ones with bearings, whatever. They've got the flush trim router bits, all that stuff. They have everything. I'll put links in the description down below to these, as well as, check out their site and look what other types of bits you're looking for. Historically, I haven't used a router that much. Most of my woodworking is hand tools. So I'm starting to just get into using routers more. And when I have used them in the past, I've always just kind of used like cheapo router bits that you pick up at the home store or something that are, on clearance. They were never really great. And I'm thinking that is why I've had kind of a bad experience with using routers, that I haven't invested in good quality bits like this. They are much higher quality than the cheap ones that you get in the big kits, where they give you a million different bits and stuff. I like that Sharpro makes this where you can just get the bits that you need, and the quality, the hardening, the sharpness that comes through is awesome. It's just amazing quality. So I'm really happy with this. So again, I'll put links in the description down below, as well as the first pinned comment. If you like any of these bits or anything from Sharpro, or you have ideas for yourself where, hey, I want to do an engraving, I would really suggest checking these out. But if you like this type of content, you like gear reviews, tool reviews, all kinds of stuff, subscribe down below. Give me a thumbs up on this video and comment. Let me know what you think of these. I'm really curious if you've used a router for carving and engraving and stuff like that before. I definitely have routers. I have a router table behind me over here behind the workbench, and I've got, my trim router and then, a full-size router. So I have routers. And I'm thinking, after using these bits, they were so enjoyable, I'm thinking I should implement them more into my woodworking. So let me know what you think down below. I'm really curious about that. But anyway, I would like to thank Sharpro again for sending me these. Click the links, do all the things. I'll see you on the next one.